not to be akin to a Far Side chat. I'm going to cook these. This right here is the only good part out of a crock pot. If you've got a crock pot, save this inside and throw the rest of it away. The recipe is how to cook them there pinto beans. Or they frijoles. If you're from south of the border, they're frijoles. Okay, this right here is a appreciation of the little things in life. And we're going to cook these pinto beans. We just wells to get on with it. Remember, this good idea right here is to keep that there ceramic thing out of that crock pot. Oh, it's a good thing. Keep that. The inspiration, pinto beans with we're going to put one of them ham hocks up in yonder. Actually, we're going to put two of them in there. But the way we're going to do this is pinto beans. This right here is about 2 pounds, and if you measure them up yonder, if you have to get scientific with it, measure them out, it'll be about actually it'll be 4 cups. If you need to write that down, when you actually the neighbor lady, that was the hold up on this whole thing, was the ingredients. I mean, if you're going to cook ham hocks and pork and pinto beans, you have to have the ham hock. Oh yeah, well, let's get them ham hocks. I got 2 of them. Oh, they're froze harder than the rocks. They got ice crystals on them yonder. I mean, that's all she had. They're smoked pork hocks, or you can get them cheap up there at the market. Get you some of them. We're gonna cook something else for supper tonight, but we're gonna have these later on in the week. And if you're gonna have pinto beans, don't cook them. Don't eat them the same day you cook them. What you do is we're gonna soak these beans overnight. But what you have to do is when you get a bag of beans at the store, oh, this is time consuming. But see right there, that's a bad bean. You do not want to eat that. That's a half a bean. That's a bad bean. So actually, I'm not sure I don't think these was A-grade beans, because see there, we done already got some bad ones real quick. I'm thinking if you pay more for your beans, you'll probably get I'm not going to say a better quality, but someone else probably sorted the stones and the bad beans out. Someone already, that's the reason they cost you more, is because you got somebody else in there getting the bad bean out. And I tell you what, that's you will know it. If you cook these right here and you've got a bad bean in there, you know, when you find it, or most of the time you don't find it later on, a guest, oh, right there's a stone. That's a good example. I'm glad we found that. That's a rock was in these beans. So you would not want that in your beans. Yeah, don't have no rocks in your beans. And that's what I say. You should do this it's time consuming, but it's worth it. And we'll count them bad beans in a minute. And that's something that you probably won't have to do that. Just oh, there's another rock. Oh yeah, this is a really, really good example. You see that? That's rock number 3. Pencil that in. There's another half bean. And I don't know if we'll go to the trouble to distinguish between a bad bean and a half bean. Oh, there's a big rock. So you would have definitely known when you came up on that. You know how many rocks would be in there. Now separate them right there from them right there. Don't lose a bean. Don't lose one of them at all. There's a bad one right there. I may have scooped that over there. I need to get them separated a lot. And that's the reason I'm saying, now you watch this. This is the second count. You just watch this right here. The one thing about these videos, taking in the education of life, after you've watched one of these Shop Dog Sam videos, after you've watched them, see there's a bean right there broke long ways. Get them all out of there. And if you're not confident, when you separate these 2 times, and you're not confident, if there's any question at all in the back of your mind, that you may have left, there's a bad one right there. You may have left a bad bean in there. Well, go ahead now. There's another rock. See, I missed that on the first go around. That's a good example right there. All them little rocks. Now that's uncalled for. And that's the reason that I'm cautioning you, taking so long to tell you about this, is because you definitely, there's another rock. Oh, I've done a bad job on that first time there. See that? I'm kind of confident. These beans right here, I've got good light in here, so I'm kind of confident that I'm okay on these beans. I'm gonna go with that right there. I'm gonna go with a 2. You know, that was a double separate. I'm gonna go with that. We got to wash these beans, so scoop them off. This is, you know, one of the, if you get you a big thing of ice cream, you'll have one of these things left over, and you can use it to wash your beans in. That's the beauty of these crocks right there. Maybe some kind of, now that thing was probably made in Japan. Okay, let's get these beans. Let's get them beans over in there. Remember, this is 2 pounds. Okay, right there's another quarter one that I missed on that other. I probably should, but I'm not going to. I think these, well, see, I kind of lost my confidence. When I found that last bean right there, oh, there was another one caught out of the corner of my eye. I wish I could find that. But, you know, it's going to take too long to find that bean, I thought. I mean, it may just have been a mirage, too. I'm not sure that I actually, no. I think there was one over there. It was not a mirage at all. Well, we're going to go with that. Just scoop them off in this plastic thing. All we're going to do is wash them. That's all. I'm gonna put some water to them. Just take my word for it. I'm over here with the faucet. And you know, I only have water on one side of my faucet. The cold part down there, you've got a hot and a cold. Okay. I actually turned the hot water off to this sink here because I don't use it. So I've only got a cold. And that's one of the things I have to remember that you probably don't. That I do have one side turned off, so I have to remember that every time I come up to this sink, so I'm not advising you to do that. And right here, I got the water running. That's enough of that. Let's kind of stir them around. Get down in there with your hands if you want to. I suggest it for you to do that. Okay, now I'll consider that washed 1 time, and I'm going to pour that away. And I'm going to wash them again. Now you be doing this right there in your own kitchen. Don't use too much water. Just wash them real good. Oh yeah, see that water's kind of dirty. Just take my word for it there. Pencil it in down there at the bottom of your page that the water's kind of dirty. Okay, that's enough of that. And that should be enough for you too. And we're going to pour this out. Don't lose none of your beans down the sink. Oh, I did. Okay. Now I drained them beans, y'all see that? And then I'm going to take this crock pot right here, and I'm going to put them, that's the beans. Don't leave none of them up in there. Get them all out. That's the beans that, we've you know what I mean, we got some rocks out of them. And so what I'm going to do, y'all watch this. Okay, y'all watch this. Well, what you do is, you know, get you a handful of salt. Oh, that's backwards. You can't see that. So I'm going to do it like this right here. You see that? But all we done is we put a lot of salt. Man, we got some salt in there. And yes, to answer your question, I know it's going to be down there. I know it's down there. Can y'all see that? Now this is what you're going to be doing there at your house. You need to know this right here. If you're going to cook some pinto beans, just do it this way. Don't question it. Don't add nothing. Well, add something. By all means, if there's something you want to put in there, just, you know, throw it in there. But what I got some beans in yonder, and that's a lot of salt water. And I'm going to let this sit here, you know, about maybe an hour, and then I'm going to come along and stir that salt up again in there, and I'm going to leave it set over to in the morning. In the morning, I'm going to get up and tomorrow in the daytime, probably will be morning, and I'm going to cook these.